Hello YouTube, welcome back to Assetto Corsa, and today kicking off 2017, although a couple of days late, but never mind, still nevertheless kicking off 2017 by taking a look at the Porsche 911 Turbo S. Now this is the car that replaced the 911, was it RSR 2017 or RS 2017, which is supposed to come was supposed to come out with the Porsche Pack 3 but did not. I'm actually looking to the side there on purpose. I was having a look at the actual shape of the mirror. Bit strange. I was just looking for something that caught my eye. Really, it just wasn't anything. It was just a reflection that was causing it to look slightly strange. Never mind. As you can see, I'm also looking around at the other side of the mirror because that's exactly what I do, and that's exactly what I do for YouTube, isn't it? Right. Anyway, this Porsche 911 Turbo S. It's a 6-cylinder, obviously. I mean, I think almost every single Porsche tends to be 6-cylinder. Flat 6. Again, almost every single one tends to be a flat engine, especially 911s anyway. 3.8 litre, of course, rear engine, but 4-wheel drive as I go off. Haven't been at Vallelunga in quite a long time. In fact, I think this is my first time at Vallelunga since I once took out a Countach here. I think I was driving a Countach here last, and that was a long time ago. That was a very long time ago. That was when the Countach came out in Assetto Corsa. Yeah, whenever that was. Right, anyway, back to this car. Like I said, rear engine, 4-wheel drive car, producing 580 horsepower or 576 brake horsepower. There is a slight difference between horsepower and brake horsepower, which is annoying. Not really that much, but still there is a difference. And 700, hold on, this is a tough one. I think it's 750 newton meters of torque between 2,250 RPM and 4,000 RPM, but that's because it's got this overboost function, this, that and the other, and it's all really strange. Top speed of 205 miles an hour and 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds. That is with launch control. I don't know how to get launch control working in this particular car or in the Assetto Corsa, full stop. I don't know if it works in the Assetto Corsa. So there you go. That's all paired to a 7-speed PDK gearbox, paddle shifters, and it also has a dual mass flywheel and all these nice little technology to get the car being as fast as possible. It also has traction control management, one of Porsche's traction control management. It's got rear differential lock. It's got all sorts of these fancy gadgets and everything, and you can pick it up for approximately £145,000. Actually, that may just be the normal turbo. I think the Turbo S is probably about 5,000 more. So maybe £150,000, which is about this, which puts it in the range, at least in terms of performance and everything, of the Audi R8 V10 Plus and the McLaren. Is it the 570? I think the 570S, which would be, I think that would be around the 12C. No, the 12C was replaced by a 650. So the 570S slightly below the 12C, I suppose, but still around that range. The McLaren MP4-12C, that is. And so that's what I'm going to be comparing this car to when I give it an overall score. But anyway, enough about what I'm going to compare it to. The car itself, it's typical Porsche in terms of modelling, for Kunos anyway. In terms of modelling and texturing, it just looks absolutely just exactly as it should. As you can see, traction control is now off. This should make things a little bit fancy. Let's see, slide straight away. Maybe, yep, slight slide. I'm just keeping that together. Anyway, it looks exactly like every other Porsche now inside, which is starting to get dull after weeks and weeks of reviewing different Porsches. It's starting to get dull. I suppose if you had just one Porsche on a daily basis and you were just having a look at that, you'd be like, yeah, okay, fair enough. But every single Porsche seems to be the same now. Which, you know, it's not bad, I suppose. There are slight differences, very slight differences, that is, but nothing too major anyway in terms of that. It still looks great. I mean, it's a very functional It's a very functional driver cockpit, very driver oriented. Again, that clock in the middle, that's always a good thing. It gives me a good idea as to how far or how long I've been recording for, actually. So I actually rely on that. There's actually one on the dashboard as well, below all your pressures and your temperatures for your water and oil and everything. It's underneath that. There's also another digital readout for that. So there you go. Modeling, what I do like about the modeling, I must admit, is that because this Porsche has this active aero, which means that the rear wing changes shape and lifts up and down according to what speed you're doing, and on top of that, the front splitter does the same thing. So I had to double check this in Assetto Corsa to make sure to see, had Kunos put this in? They have, it does, and I've been watching it at different speeds, and it comes out, you know, the rear wing will lift up slightly, change shape a bit, the front splitter will stick out slightly, change its angle slightly, depending on what speed you're doing. It's absolutely great. It's really, really well done. So massive well done there, Kunos, to actually, you know, for actually getting that in, which is always important as I just dip into the gravel, trying to carry a little bit too much speed into that corner. Like I said, I haven't been on this track for a long time, but there you go. Sounds, I suppose I've got used to the sound of a flat six engine now. It sounds just like on every other Porsche, really. A little bit more reverb, I suppose, on the outside, given that it's got bigger sports exhaust and stuff like that. A slightly more deeper one as well. Not paying attention here. I can't remember what I was looking at. There was something I was looking at when I completely missed that corner. Can't remember what it was. Oh well, yeah, so it does sound slightly deeper, it's got a bit more reverb, stuff like that, but it does still sound like a flat six engine. It does still sound like a Porsche, fairly accurate, still very good, especially for Kunos standards. Again, like I said, the sound's generally been the weak point of Assetto Corsa, is the sounds and the very low speed physics, stuff like that. So I think it's very well done, and I do enjoy the sounds of this car, just like I enjoy the sounds of many Porsches, apart from those horrible V4 engines in the Le Mans cars, which are absolutely rubbish. They sound absolutely rubbish. Anyway, the big part about this, of course, is physics. What's this car like to drive? And now this is where the comparison is going to really come in with the McLaren and the Audi R8. Well, one thing I found about this car is, yes, it's very quick. Don't get me wrong; it's a very quick car. You put your foot down and it just goes. It just goes and goes and goes. But it didn't feel so alive. So I suppose if you want a car that's going to go fast, this is the sports car to have, or this is, I guess, supercar territory, really, with its 580 horsepower. But if you want a car that's engaging, this probably isn't as engaging. Even with the even with the traction control turned off, it's not incredibly easy to slide. In fact, it's fairly difficult compared to some cars to actually slide this car. The chassis is really good, it feels really good. It's got the mechanical grip. The four-wheel drive, again, because it's a rear engine, and you've got four-wheel drive and it's a rear engine and you've got all this stuff, and when you've got all this power, you put your foot down out of a corner. If the car's not almost straight, the front is going to understeer. You're going to have massive understeer, and I did not like that. So really, nice car, not as engaging as I hoped it would be. Very powerful, very quick nonetheless, but I would probably still take an Audi R8. I would probably take an R8 V10 over this car, really, even though it does look very nice. Yeah, I think I'd take the R8, or actually I'd probably take the McLaren over both of those. I think the McLaren's probably the most engaging of the lot. So there you go. I'm going to give this car a 8 out of 10, which sounds a bit low, but unfortunately I'm not feeling this car. The Porsche 911R just felt better, and so did the GT3 RS, so there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa, leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think, and do check out my Patreon scheme. Link to that is in the description box below too. I'll see you guys in the next episode.